Hi, everybody. Today we're going to learn about Mexico and the earthquake drills and warning systems. Now, they're pretty good, and I think we have a lot we can learn here in the US from the Mexico earthquake drills and their warning system. So, we're going to talk about their history. They've had quite a bit of major earthquakes in the past, but I'm only going to focus on two. I'm only going to focus on the 1985 and the 2017 one, which were very significant in some ways. And we're going to get into that just a bit. Also going to get into the warning system and how it works and what kind of warning system we have in the US and how we can learn, because their warning system, as you're going to see, is way more advanced and they've had a lot more practice. So, and I got to see this firsthand when I went to Mexico in 2018 for a conference. So let's get into the video. Well, let's get into some past Mexico earthquakes, and specifically the 1985 earthquake, which was a big deal at the time. It was a game changer for them. It promoted a lot of change, and it was significant. It was a devastating magnitude of 8.0 that claimed about 10,000 lives. 412 buildings collapsed, and another 3,000 were seriously damaged. The quake cost about $4 billion in damages, and millions of people went without potable water. Now, a year after the quake, Mexico started the Sistema de Alerta Sísmica Mexicano, or SEISMEX. Now, this is when the warning system started to take off. And another thing that was a great improvement as well was the building codes were improved. For example, Mexico City does not have any faults, but does suffer from soil liquefaction, which does not handle quakes as good as other types of soil. So the government required construction materials that were more effective in bending with the soil. Another significant earthquake, which just happened actually in 2017. It's significant not because it promoted change or anything like that, but because all the results were very clear in this earthquake. They had a 7.1 earthquake near Puebla, Mexico, and it was this is about 60 miles outside of Mexico City. And of the combined area of Mexico City and surrounding areas, 370 people were killed. Now, unfortunately, in that number, there was a school that was destroyed, and many children died, which was the hardest part of this story. And a lot of the people that live in Mexico, it's a very sore spot when they talk about it. But on the bright side, there was major improvements. Only 40 buildings collapsed, and like I said, 370 people killed. And the magnitude was only 1 point difference from the 85 earthquake, and much less lives were lost and a lot less property damage. So they had about a 20-second warning before the earthquake, so the warning system did work. And which was another crazy twist about this one in 2017 is just 2 hours after they had done the drill. So they had just done the drill, and 2 hours later, the actual earthquake took place of 7.1. So quite a thing here. This earthquake for Mexico. Now let's get into some of the drills that they do in Mexico. Now these evacuations and drills happen every September 19th. And the annual drill began in Mexico City around 11 a.m. The alerts go out over radio, television, phones, and public loudspeakers. And now they have an app which is called Sky Alert. Now, I got to see some of these drills in action when I was there in 2018 for a water conference. And it was pretty interesting. I really wish we had something like that here in the U.S. As you can see, everyone's outside. I was not by the city center. I was about a couple miles away, but it can get very super crowded in the city center when these drills happen. But they do it in a very organized way, which I thought was very impressive. And according to some of the people there, these drills are kind of a pain in the area, but still, I think that's something that they should be proud of. Also, the alarm system is very loud, kind of eerie, but still, what a great warning system to have in your city. Well, what about the U.S. warning systems? Well, the U.S. doesn't have a warning system specifically nationally. Now, we do have a new app which is called Shake Alert app, but it's only for Los Angeles, and it just recently developed. And there is some news that the effort is gaining more traction, and they are receiving more funds to develop a warning system, but we just don't have one nationally, which is pretty amazing when you think about it, how many faults we have in the U.S., earthquake faults. For example, just in Southern California, there's about 300 earthquake faults alone. So pretty amazing that we don't have one here, which I think could be very, very, very beneficial. So the best warning systems can do theoretically is 1 minute of warning before the earthquake happens. And that's pretty significant if you think about it, when most earthquakes only last 10 to 30 seconds. So I decided to have my own little experiment on what 1 minute can do during an earthquake. Now, I work in this building, as you see in the picture, and I work on the 17th floor. So from my office to the bottom of the stairs, it took me exactly around 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And at the 1 minute mark, I was at around the 10th floor. So not a pretty bad deal when you think about it. If you can get out, if you're in a building that's less than 10 floors, you can get out within a minute. So if we had these kind of systems, I think it would help a lot of people, especially in high rises, to try to get out. So that was my little experiment. I hope you enjoyed it. And this will conclude the video. Please sign up to my Facebook, YouTube. We also have an email newsletter that goes out every month. So be happy to have you on board. And please leave any comments or suggestions for future videos. So thank you for listening to my video, and always think ahead. Well, before you leave, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our company, Portable Pipeline Systems. We provide disaster response equipment to water, wastewater, and flood managers, utilizing lay-flat hose trailers and pump systems, along with all the accessories. We always provide the training and guides that you need out in the field for your crew out on the field as well, to respond rapidly to a water main break, sewer spill, and or flood. Please contact us for a quote, or if you would just want more information, we'd love to give it to you. Thank you for listening, and be safe.